Hello once again, Niner faithful, and hello to any Chiefs fans that may be joining us today. Welcome to Johnny Dell's Football Academy. If you've been following my channel this season, you know this is 49ers Playbook, the channel dedicated to answering the whys and hows of all the 49ers games this year. So if you are a Chiefs fan coming to check this out, understand I'm not an unbiased opinion. I'm a 49ers fan first. So the perspective is about what the 49ers have to do or what they can do to the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. I've gone back and watched about half the Chiefs games and didn't watch anything from when Mahomes is out. This should be an exciting Super Bowl. The game will feature two of the NFL's highest scoring offenses and the two fastest offenses in the NFL. While some people are talking about the Chiefs offense as an unstoppable force for the 49ers, I do believe if there's any team in the NFL that is capable of stifling this Kansas City attack, it's San Francisco. The biggest question to me is, can the Chiefs slow down an offense that managed to put up more points and more yards than their own offense? The 49ers have already faced the third, fourth, and fifth fastest offenses in the league this year and had great success against them, holding Baltimore to their lowest point total of the season, holding the Rams to only 7 points and Jared Goff to less than 100 yards passing when San Francisco was healthy, and everyone saw what the 49ers did to the Vikings in the divisional round. Then, they've been facing the second fastest offense since OTAs as they've been practicing against it all year. Kansas City's offense is pretty interesting. It's a mix of spread and classic West Coast offense, even utilizing the old sprint right option. That's the famous play you see about 1,000 times a year where Joe Montana hits Dwight Clark for the catch. I saw Andy Reid use it in each of the last 2 playoff games. Slowing down Kansas City's offense is no easy task. Mahomes has a huge arm and can make all the throws, and covering the formidable receiving weapons of the Chiefs is something that very few teams have been able to do, and even fewer at any sustained rate. While their offense can seem unstoppable at times, they are human, and so is Mahomes. While Chiefs fans may not like to hear that, he can be stopped. While not easy, it is possible. So first, I'll dive into a few things the 49ers can do to slow down the Chiefs on offense, and then talk about what they can do on the other side of the ball to put up points of their own. First and foremost, it almost seems obvious, but limiting what Mahomes can do outside the pocket is key. It starts with playing good contain from the defensive line, but extends to the coverage unit. We've all seen the highlights of what Mahomes can do once he gets out of the pocket. One thing that stuck out to me on film was how teams that got burned once Mahomes rolled out were teams where defenders almost got mesmerized by him rolling out. Once he escapes the pocket, defenders need to commit one way or the other. Several times I saw defenders covering grass, staring at Mahomes, leaving big areas of the field open for receivers to occupy. Once a quarterback breaks the pocket, defenders need to find someone to cover. They can also utilize the fact that there's no more illegal contact once a quarterback is outside the pocket. It's no secret that Mahomes wants to get out of the pocket. When they played the Patriots earlier this year, New England was able to hold them to 3 points in the second half. One key to their success was they were very disciplined and intentional in their rush lanes. Mahomes wants to drift back or roll out, so New England played the angle of attack from the edge to not allow Mahomes to escape, and then looked to collapse the pocket off the edge. Several times Mahomes had space to climb the pocket and make some throws, but he has a tendency that if he gets rattled, he looks to escape, not exhaust the play from the pocket. This was also a similar tactic the Colts used when they were able to hold the Chiefs to their lowest point total of the season. Dee Ford and Nick Bosa are monsters coming off the edge and have been able to collapse the edge all season, so I expect the same sort of attack while putting one of Armstead or Buckner in a plugger role and allowing the other to push the pocket further. Another thing that New England and Tennessee used were clever uses of safeties to hide coverage. Here, Kansas City loves to use this 3-by-1 formation with Kelce isolated on the single side. So Tennessee puts the safety, Byard, on Kelce pre-snap. This is going to make it look like man coverage. However, post-snap, they're going to be in Tampa 2 coverage. Mahomes doesn't read it immediately, so he doesn't see that the hook defender has vacated. He had Kelce open initially for a first down, with Byard playing his zone. Because he's late on the recognition, the ball comes out late and short of a first down. On this play, New England uses a similar strategy and is able to fool Mahomes as well, but they used a big dime personnel package, similar to what the 49ers did to the Dolphins in the 1984 Super Bowl. Here, they have the safety, McCourty, on Kelce pre-snap, and the man alignment makes it look like man coverage. But right before the snap, you'll see the corner drop to a bail technique, and the Patriots play cover 3 zone. Because they time out the bail technique, Mahomes doesn't see it pre-snap, so he thinks he's got Hill on the corner in man coverage, but he's playing deep third, only looking to not get beat deep by Hill. So Mahomes tries to look off the safety and then throw to Hill, but the corner is playing over the top and almost gets an interception. Meanwhile, with McCourty playing in a bail technique, he would have had Kelce on an out route. So on another play, we'll see Mahomes gets fooled again. This time, Kansas City motions a running back out wide, and with a defender following him, it looks like man coverage. However, New England is going to be in cover 3 zone. Kansas City is running a drive concept, which is a vertical stretch of the hook curl defender in zone coverage. As Mahomes drops back, he realizes it's a different coverage than what he was expecting, but instead of working the vertical stretch, where he has a receiver open, he looks to escape the pocket. The danger in trying to do this kind of man-zone disguise can be that defenders have to communicate and be sure of their assignments. Here, Kansas City is going to go for it on 4th down, and Tennessee will again put Byard on Kelce to try and show man coverage. However, they're going to run cover 2 zone. They drop 8 into coverage, but there's confusion on who is supposed to be where, and you end up with 3 defenders covering inside of 2 receivers. This leaves a gap in the zones. One of these 3 guys was supposed to be in this gap, but since there's a bust, it's an easy 4th down completion for Mahomes and Kelce. But if you can contain Mahomes to the pocket and look to take away the middle of the field, he can struggle at times with his reads outside the numbers. I'm not saying this is every time and it's this simple, but it is possible. Here, Kansas City is going to run a bench concept against the Patriots, who are in cover 3 zone. The bench is a high-low read to the outside, similar to a curl flat, where the read is on the curl flat defender. As Mahomes drops back, he's supposed to read the curl flat, who has jumped on Hill's route, which leaves Kelce's out route open. Yet Mahomes doesn't read it correctly and throws it to Hill for 3 yards when he had Kelce open for a first down. And then Mahomes is a guy who, if he sees it, it's going to be complete. So you can't give him clear throwing lanes, and he can struggle with the anticipation throws, where he'll have to throw to a spot in the zone in rhythm. Here, the Colts show cover 2 zone, and Kansas City has 2 different cover 2 beaters dialed up. First, the Ohio concept, which looks to put the cloud defender in conflict. Then a dagger concept, which puts the middle defender in conflict. Here's where Mahomes gets himself in trouble. If he's going to work the Ohio, he needs to work the Ohio. It will beat the cover 2. If he's going to work the dagger, work the dagger. Instead, he first looks for the streak down the middle against the 2 wide safeties. Since the Mike matches the streak, he should move to the middle of the field, where he'll have 2 in-breaking routes and one of them will come open. Instead, he moves to the Ohio, which he doesn't recognize the cloud defender sitting on the underneath route. This is where he should look to hit the protection release fade near the sideline. However, because the defender is in his throwing vision, he doesn't anticipate the throw and throws it underneath. You'll also see how the dig would have broken open on the dagger concept. Again, he can struggle anticipating the concepts working against zones. I know Chiefs fans are going to hammer me here, because with all these, I'm making it look like Mahomes isn't a great quarterback. Not at all. However, I am showing that he is human and that it is possible to stop him. It just won't be easy. So jumping to the other side of the ball, one thing that I saw a bunch of Chiefs fans talking about was how they were able to stop Derrick Henry, and so they weren't worried about the 49ers rushing attack. While Henry is a good back, the Tennessee run game and Kyle Shanahan's run game are not on the same level. First, Kansas City used blitzes off the edge to try and shut down the run game. This opened up passing opportunities. So the very next play after giving up a pass, Kansas City will come out and look to bring Mathieu off the strong side. This leaves the weak side vulnerable, which Henry rumbles for 12 yards. This is the same thing we run all the time, it's just the outside zone. As good as Henry is, the speed the 49ers have at running back take plays like this and make them explosive, as we see here when the 49ers run the same weak side outside zone for a touchdown against Green Bay. Another thing I saw was that Henry was trying to do too much at times. This is another play that the 49ers run. It's a toss off the same outside zone. They actually have it blocked fairly well at the point of attack, however for some reason Henry decides to try and cut it back instead of pressing the hole. While it wouldn't have been a huge gain, it would have been more than cutting it back into the pursuit. We can see Mostert run this play with much more patience against Green Bay. Then, when they did slow down the Titans' running game, it came from an all-out commitment to stopping the outside zone. Here, they stuff the run because all the defensive linemen commit fully to the play side. While that can work against a back like Henry, when teams have tried to do this against the 49ers, it opened up explosive running lanes. Like this one against the Browns, where the D-line commits fully play side, but sees Matt Breida on a counter run take it over 80 yards and set the fastest mile per hour recorded by any player this year. Then, on top of the counters, we have the play action passes off of the outside zone, like the slide concept to Kittle. Or the slide to Debo. Or fake the slide and hit the corner post to Kittle. Or fake the slide and hit a receiver on a throwback. On this play it was a wide receiver, but this is the same play where Kyle Juszczyk scored against the Chiefs in 2018. Then there's also the play action passes over the middle that Kansas City left themselves vulnerable to with their linebackers committing fully to stopping the run. These are throws that Jimmy G has been nailing all season long. On top of that, the 49ers have some explosive playmakers from those spots, like Deebo Samuel. Here we can watch side by side the comparison of the kind of speed Deebo has on these routes. In everything, I expect a very competitive game, and the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl for a reason. They have a ridiculously explosive offense and a quarterback that can destroy a game plan. The key on offense will be patience in the run game, looking to set up the play action pass. On defense, the Chiefs are going to make some plays. The keys on defense will be to stay the course, believe in the plan and each other, and guys can't try and be heroes. They have to do their job. On this run last week, Tennessee has a linebacker in a spy on Mahomes. Instead of playing team defense, he tries to be a hero, takes a poor angle, and then goes for the ball rather than a sure tackle. If we can do those things, the 49ers have an opportunity to come out of Miami with their 6th Lombardi trophy and the first one since we last had a Shanahan calling plays. I can't wait for the Super Bowl on Sunday and want to say thank you to all of you who've tuned into the channel in my first season on YouTube. Thank you for your patience with me this season as I've worked through the growing pains of something new, and thank you to all of you who have supported the channel. It's been your investment that has allowed the channel to improve as we've invested in equipment and software to try and make the channel the best it can be. As always, if you'd like to support the channel in any way, I'll have links for that below. And as always, until next time, and looking forward to the Super Bowl, go Niners!